we have this Mustang Cobra that's pretty built. It's got a tick on this side. Obviously all this stuff has to come off to be able to get to that valve cover. We've got a tick. I'm hoping it's just a lifter. I'm hoping it's just a small issue, rocker arm loose, and it's not a full lifter or issues there, but all this stuff has to come off essentially to get to it. So at some point this week, we're going to try to get that going. And while we have valve covers, we might as well go ahead and put this one on over here just to ensure everything's good. But we're going to start on this side just to get some clarification and make sure that's what it is. I'm hoping it's just a little lash out on the rocker arm as mentioned. But unfortunately with this motor, that top of the intake has to come off to get to it. And it's not that hard. It's just, you know, one more thing in the way for the valve cover. So we will start there. This thing is very loud. It sounds excellent. So I will give y'all a cold start once we get it back together. But for now, that is where we are at. Easy enough. I just decided to dive right in on getting this out of the way. Like I said, it shouldn't take terribly long. It's just more so it has to move. I've got to move one airline, and then we should be good to take that top end off. The intake piece is over there. I'm just going to leave this right here because it's not really in the way. But that's pretty much where the problem's going to be. So we're going to get it to there real quick and then get to work. All right, and just like that, the top end is removed. We should be able to get this valve cover off without moving all this stuff. We're just gonna have to kind of work it around and then go up and out. Worst case, we'll take these fuel lines loose. But I think I have enough travel where I can get those out of the way. The heater hoses will probably pose more of a threat than anything. But this corner over here is gonna be the issue. So we will probably try to take some stuff loose where we can access a little bit better and work on figuring out what exactly is the problem here. All right, that was much easier than I anticipated to get in and out and wiggle out of here. I don't see anything just blatantly obvious, just looking around without touching anything. The rockers appear to be somewhat set up correctly. This is a built motor, obviously, or the top end's been built. I'm not sure about the bottom end, but they have Lunati 1.6 roller tip rockers on here. And so we are going to check the valve lash on all these and make sure they're within spec, but he seems to think it's coming from the front, so we'll probably focus heavily on there, or at least start there. But that is a project for another day. I am out of time today, so at least it is broken down. We're going to put the valve cover just loosely back on so nothing gets in there. And then obviously I stuffed some rags in the intake gaskets area so nothing gets dropped in there, and it's safe and sound. So that is where we're going to stop today. We will get back on this another day. Well, he mentioned his header bolts have backed out before, so to tighten those up, I took these out and realized that they are cooked. On top of being cooked, they are also not gapped properly. The gap's way too close, which I think is what cooked these pretty bad, but we're going to get a set of fresh plugs anyway. I'm not putting these back in. And then upon further inspection of these bolts, the front two, which is the cylinder he's hearing the chatter from, were loose a little bit. And then these two over here were also loose a little bit. So that could be some of the chatter he's hearing as those bolts vibrating and backing out, but I'm sure it's not all of it. Most likely it's going to be a mix of probably some misfiring off that front cylinder. It looks like one of those spark plugs has got a little crack in it too. Again, it could not be firing correctly, but also these bolts backing out, I'm sure, is not helping. So that's we're just gonna go ahead and get some new parts on the way. We got to order gaskets anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get some fresh plugs. It's cheap insurance, and then we will check the lash under here another day as mentioned. But while I had all that stuff out, I wanted to order parts once and be done with it. So we will get all these gaskets and everything to put this thing back together and continue on. It's late. I was out of town last weekend, so we're trying to play catch up. We have the 5.0 Cobra back together. I already put the plugs up, but they were all trash. They were at like a 0.35 gap. They're supposed to be at 0.54 gap. So that's a big gap difference there. so it's kind of strange. Factory gap on a GT is like 40-ish. So I'm thinking that's maybe what they went with and they didn't do it properly, but the plugs are fouled, so we changed them out anyway. New gasket for the intake that we took off. That's all back together. There was zip ties holding some of this stuff up, so while I had it loose, I went ahead and put back an actual piece of hardware screw to keep all that in place, because I do not like stuff coming loose because a zip tie breaks. Zip ties have their place, but you know, sometimes it's not worth risking it over. So she is back together. I'm about to crank it up and see if I hear the same chatter that we did before. Hopefully we do not. The main thing that this came in for was chatter on this first cylinder right here, and we found that the plug was gapped. It was toast fried. It was gapped wrong, and then also the header bolts had backed out a good bit. So thinking that's going to be the noise, we did check the lash on the valves. They seem to be okay, so no really anything alarming there. So we put everything back together, checked all the lashes. They're all within, you know, the same of what they should be. So it's nothing chattering on that. And then visually, the push rod and everything else seems to be okay. The only other thing we may do is we may get a bore scope and check it if I still hear the chatter, but we're going to crank it first and just see if it's gone. If it's gone, then we'll know we fixed it. If there's still some chatter, then we can investigate a little bit more. But for now, that is what this car came in for, and we'll probably call it a day on it once we crank it up. And after cranking it up and let it run, I'm hearing the same chatter on this side as I am on this side. I'm actually hearing the injector, and the this doesn't have AC. It's been deleted. I'm actually hearing the belt tensioner a little bit more than I am that. Ultimately, it's going to be up to the customer whether he thinks it's better or worse. So when he picks it up, he's the one that heard it. It's hard to hear it over some other things for me. But again, it's not my vehicle, so of course he's going to hear a noise before I will. But everything checks as far as the valve lash goes. We got new plugs in. Wires are good, and then we checked all the header bolts. So I am good to release the car back to the customer. I'm going to let him see what he thinks. It's definitely going to run better with those plugs being changed. Regardless, the valve lash is all good. It all checked. You know, it's all within the same spec. So I don't really know that there's anything else I can do to make the valve cover chatter better. I know the factory valve covers on this had a TSB back in the day because I've worked on some of these before. The factory valve covers actually had insulation in them to keep the chatter down for the user in the cab. So these being aftermarket, that could be some of the chatter he's hearing. But again, it's ultimately up to him. It's, you know, it's his noise to listen to and see if it's any better. So with that being said, I'm just going to wait for him to pick this sweet ride up, and then on to the next car.